Hello everyone, this is a showcase video for a prophet who is Lightning and Dream. Those are two masteries. The main would be the Lightning, because we're mostly using lightning damage, and Dream is secondary to help us squeeze up even more damage for this character. This is a glass cannon build with low level gear, even though I'm on epic, as you can see here. I decided to share this build because, well, it's a little bit different that I was showing before. It's actually very squishy. I'm using very low level stuff. This is mostly from normal. Maybe this one ring here is from higher difficulty because it has pretty much bonus for intelligence, but most items are, as you will see at the end, they are from just normal difficulty. So it's easy to acquire. And it has very interesting setup. It's mostly synergy between different forms of lightning damage. So this is a glass cannon build, 196 armor only, low resistances, but high damage. I wouldn't really recommend this build to starting players because, well, you will die quite a lot. As you can see, I died 18 times, maybe not so much, but still you can die with this character. 115 health regeneration, it's pretty important because you don't want to quaff the potions all the time, especially if you're fighting on lower difficulty, low areas. You will not really die there, but you will die as you progress in higher areas and on higher difficulties. So for lower, easier areas, this health regeneration would be enough. However, in more difficult areas, you will just be one-shotted and destroyed. This is very offensive and not defensive build. Also, very low, as you can see, defensive ability. And as for statistics, I put all points into intelligence because I want to squeeze up as much damage as possible. So we'll start with a short video how this character actually performs. I'm starting with one buff for more lightning damage, then lightning surge, which will do a retaliation damage if somebody actually hits us. Then I'm summoning two pets. One is increasing our lightning damage, the other is, well, mostly just distracting the enemies. And this is Trance of Wrath, which I was showing before on Templar. This is a constant aura of lightning damage. So right now we are doing constant aura of lightning damage plus possible retaliation plus additional damage from our normal attacks. I'm not sure if this actually Storm Nimbus, I'm not sure if it really applies to skills, but it applies to the weapon, I guess. If it applies to skills, that's great. If not, well, it's not a big problem to keep it up. As you can see, I'm not losing any energy. You can have those three buffs active without any problems. Now we will move to the area. I'll show you how this character performs. Left mouse button is for lightning bolt, chain lightning. Right mouse button is how you call it, thunderbolt. This is a small area of effect. Well, both are area of effect spells. First one is easier and more effective because it auto targets the enemies. The other has to be it's called a skill shot. You have to actually hit the enemy properly to do some damage. While with the lightning bolt, you just point and click and they get hit nicely. I will be damaged here, as you can see. However, I am doing quite a lot of damage to the enemies without any problems. Let's just stand here for a while. You can see how they are losing health. I am losing health as well, so I should actually attack. This is rather for active gameplay. I have to click those enemies. I'm trying to play with one hand. I don't know if this is possible, but we'll see. Yeah, they all died. So actually our form of defense is our offense. We activate skills in hope of killing most of the enemies, and then we slowly finish off what's left. So this area is kinda cleared. I didn't die yet, and the damage is quite nice. Now let's move to the Arachnos. If you see the enemy far away, you just attack with the lightning bolt. Hopefully they will die. If they don't, maybe our pets will do it. If not, then the aura will finish them off. We can also use one button, then wait, use another, and connect two attacks to kill enemies easier. We can also just come to the enemy and let them kill themselves with our retaliation. However, this can actually kill us because we are very weak in defense. So they are definitely going to make a dent in our health. That's why we want high regeneration at least. We actually would, well, maybe not would. We should be using more defensive gear, much more armor, some resistances. Definitely I should be switching right now because it's level 47. I should be switching to legendary gear, legendary charms, basically all mage items which require also a little bit of dexterity and improving the defenses. This is not a ready character for epic. However, as you can see, I can progress through epic even though I'm getting hit quite a lot. And I'm still playing with one hand, so you can do it, you can pull it off, but it's not gonna be very pleasant experience. But it is satisfying damage actually, but you have to constantly kite enemies and use those potions and really effectively and actively attack, because if you don't, then they will just keep doing so much damage that you won't be able to heal through it or retaliate fast enough to just stop the advance of the enemy against your health, to put it this way. As you can see, I cleared everything, so it's quite effective. I wanted to show you the boss, and then we'll move to the part with skills and gear. So we have a boss here. One thing to notice, I have very high, well, very long time of recharge. So those skills can be cast only once in 10 or 12 seconds, then you have to kite. Or you can just move close to the enemy and either hope for the retaliation or just move around him and do damage with your aura. Definitely you have to quaff potions, and when your skills are ready, you just activate them and the enemy dies. So high damage and low defense. That's how you can sum it up. I just collect stuff here, and we'll move to the other section, which is skills and gear. I just click this one. Okay, pick it up, and maybe we can move to the Sparta area. I might be killing a boss later on, but now we'll move to the skills and gear. Okay, so as for statistics, I'm using only intelligence. This is just to keep high damage and energy generation, also to allow using all kinds of mage gear. We can check the shop here, and you'll see, yes, I can use any of those. Actually, there's nothing good here, but if there was anything I wanted to use, I can. Those have higher armor, so if I find something with good stats on it, I'm definitely gonna use it. You can use any sort of stuff. I have a better one right now, but at least you can equip and use all sorts of magic gear. Now, as for my gear, right now, it's very low, as I said before, very low armor. Chest piece, this is mostly for skills, and same goes for braces. +1 to storm and +1 to everything. So we have 2 to storm and 1 to dream. Then the head is giving a lot of health regeneration. This is very key. Without it, we have only 46. So we have to have at least 2 parts. This is, in my case, leg armor and head armor, only 2 pieces. And I also have 3 times Ankh of Isis on both rings and the amulet. As for weapon, it is mostly for lightning damage and electrical burn damage. I can't really buff it in any good way, but 39% to lightning and electrical burn, which is our main source of damage, is very nice. I don't really attack normally with this weapon, it's just to pump the skills. This character is based on skill damage. As for the artifact, we have pierce and poison resistance, quite efficient, and that is pretty much it. I didn't really find anything better for this character, so well, that's what I have. As for amulet itself, we have stun resistance and skill disruption protection. This is quite nice. And we also have more intelligence. This is 22 and 18, so we have plus 40 to intelligence, which gives us 928, which is quite high. You actually want to have something with additional intelligence just to boost the damage. And because we have low stun chance and, well, it's shorter time actually, we are not stunned for long, we are not disrupted for long, so we can just move around and keep using our skills. What else here? Well, that's pretty much it. So a little bit of health regeneration, low armor, plus 2 to skills, and as much health regeneration as you can, even though I have 2 items that cannot be buffed and I'm not using shield. I actually have another setup. This is what I was using before, just for the shield with more health regeneration, but I decided to use this stuff for more damage. As for skills, let's start with Storm. We want to max Chain Lightning, and if possible max Thunderbolt. This is not maxed yet, but close. Those are the two main area of effect attacks that we are using. Also 1 point into Storm Nimbus, just in case. If it adds to the skills, that's good. If not, well, it's not a big problem just to have it. Plus 1 to everything is gonna slightly help, I guess, and if not, it's just 3 points. This is Storm Surge, very important as well, but this only have 15% chance of activating, so it's not gonna be very key to our build. It is quite efficient. I was idle farming with pretty much just that before I got the Trance of Wrath, but Trance of Wrath is more reliable, so we want both, definitely. But this is maybe not the key element. I personally started with this, but you might want to actually get this first, Trance of Wrath, and then get Storm Surge. But you can do it also this way as I did it. Also 1 point into Summon Wisp. We want him to improve our he's giving us 50% more elemental damage, at least in so it says. I guess it works. I'm not really entirely sure if it does, but if it improves our damage, that's good. And if not, it's still good to have at least some pet that is going to distract enemies. And other stuff I didn't even actually max. I just put 1 point into Ice Shard. I was testing it right at the start because you can use it at level 2. So this might be pretty good at level 2, but later on I didn't max it at all. I don't want to really spam skill like that. I prefer strong attacks for area of effect, and everything else goes from retaliation and aura. Basically, I don't have to attack. If I want to, I attack with very hard hitting area of effect skills, which will cover a great area, especially if they are close, the enemies are close. And well, of course you can try it, but also it's cold damage. I wasn't focusing on cold damage, just lightning damage and electrical burn. I'm not sure if this is the same, but I wanted to connect those two. Basically, if enemies are resistant to something else, they will definitely get hit with electricity, and there is not many enemies resistant to electricity as such, so there's a big chance we'll actually hit them and do a lot of damage. As for other skills from Dream Mastery, well, definitely Trance of Wrath, as I said before. This is improving our entire damage. 1 point here if you want to switch, because you can actually use this, and for instance, if you want to idle farm, you can have higher health regeneration and just retaliate with Surge, or if you want constant aura, you switch to Trance of Wrath. This is good to have both. 1 point into all passives. Actually, I have more. I have like 2 points into Lucid Dream, because this is gonna improve our electrical burn. Again, it goes for Trance of Wrath, but it's not very key and not very prioritized. Eventually you want to max it, but not necessarily immediately, but you want 1 point into all three. Again, 1 point into all three for another pet. We want the pet to exist, we want it to do some damage. Actually, this one is +2 from, I guess, from my staff, so I'll just put 1 point here. And then I'm slowly starting to pump Distortion Field. This is again a 5% chance for activating, not very much, but if it activates, it's giving you additional layer of defense. This is nice to have, but not necessarily a priority, especially because this is a low chance of activating. It's pretty much just as the surge. So I don't prioritize stuff that might work, but it's also possible it won't work. So that would be it, I guess. Maybe we can do one more run for the center boss. I'm reminding you this is on epic, so we just have one fast kill at the end and we'll finish the video. So overall, this is just a glass cannon character. I made him from 28 level to over 40 just by idle farming. It has 36 hours gameplay time, so you can definitely idle farm and level him up very easily. And he can actually progress through the normal difficulty and even on epic, but it's not really a very reliable character. It does quite a lot of damage. It's satisfying to pull off those high damaging skills, but he's very squishy and a little bit annoying to play. So not for the starting players, but if you want something else, if you want to try high damage and some synergy, you can use him. You can also farm, for instance, the bosses and items quite fast, but you have to be on the lookout for more defense and you want to actually quaff those potions quite a lot. It's just a bit annoying to play if you have to constantly try to avoid damage and quaff potions in time, or otherwise you get destroyed. So not exactly my style of playing, but it's something different. I wanted to share this build. So that would be it for this video, and I see you in another one. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for watching.